Welcome to Dinaris Farm's Kitchen. Today I'm going to be making pie crusts. They're really simple to make and they don't take very long. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So first thing I've done is in this bowl of my stand mixer here, I've added 2.5 cups of flour with a half of a tablespoon of sugar with a half of a teaspoon of salt. And then I just give it a quick whisk so that it's kind of well distributed. And then I'm also going to add 2 sticks of butter that I actually kind of like shredded with a knife while it was frozen and then let out on a plate and left into the fridge. So it's still very, very chilled. And I'm just going to add 2 sticks of very chilled butter straight to this mix. And then all I'm going to do is mix this until it forms a kind of almost like a sandy consistency. And if anything sticks to the whisk, I'm going to kind of go through and knock that off. I don't want any large chunks, but I also don't want it to be like dough yet. What we're going to do now is we're going to add 1 tablespoon at a time of ice cold water to the mix. Shouldn't need more than about 7 tablespoons in total. So I'm going to add this first one in and then go ahead and get this running again just on low. And then as soon as it starts forming kind of like a really craggly dough, I'm going to stop it and then we're going to pour it out onto the counter. So now that we have this very craggly and loose dough, I'm going to take this and form it into 2 discs on the counter. So all I'm doing is pouring this out onto a clean work surface here. So that's all of it. And then I'm just going to sort of collect it and push it together. We're not wanting to knead this. We're not making bread. This is supposed to be very light and delicate. We're just kind of pushing it together. There's a ton of butter in here, so there's plenty of moisture. It just hasn't been like melted into anything yet. So I'm just going to form this into a reasonably sized disc, and then I'm going to actually cut this in half because this makes 2 pie crusts. And now with each one of these, I'm just going to try to form them into a puck. And then we're going to take each one of these pucks and put it in cling film. And then we're just going to wrap them up nicely. And then these are going to chill just like this for about a half an hour before we roll them out into the pans. Alrighty, now that our dough has been chilled for about a half an hour, all we're going to do is take our little disc here and plop it out on a lightly floured surface. I've also lightly floured my rolling pin here, and we're going to roll this around in this flour on this pastry mat, or it's actually a silicone baking mat I'm using as a pastry mat. And then all we're going to do is try to roll this out about an inch or 2 out further than our pie pan here. Now that I've carefully kind of rolled that out into like kind of a, I don't know, 10 or 12-inch disc, we're going to carefully lift and peel this right off of there. And then all we're going to do is kind of gently sit this in the bottom of the pan. You're not wanting to stretch, you're just wanting to sit it in there. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to take this edge and fold it over itself. Like that. And then we will work on the other one. And then one thing I like to do just to give it a nice edge, we will come in and kind of give it a little crimp. Just like that. And then what I would do is I would either freeze this or refrigerate this for about an hour before you're going to bake at 425. So here we have my pie crust that has been in the freezer for about an hour. I'm just going to put a piece of parchment paper that I've crumpled really well inside the middle. Into that, I'm going to add some pie weights, just enough to cover the bottom and keep that in place. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bake this at 425 for about 20 minutes, the way that it is. And then I'm going to take this out and bake it for an additional 5 minutes. And after only 25 minutes in the oven, there you have it. Perfectly golden brown, par-baked crust, ready for whatever fillings you need to put in it. Thank you for following along. And if you like these kinds of videos, please give the video a like and subscribe. Thanks again. Bye.